Construction is well underway this weekend in Racine County. Microsoft making official this past week a $3.3 billion investment into a new artificial intelligence data center.
It's being built on land once held by Foxconn. President Biden in town to help make that announcement with Microsoft, and immediately going after former President Donald Trump for some of Foxconn's failed promises.
Microsoft says the project will bring some 2,000 construction jobs and an additional 2,000 permanent jobs by the end of 2026. Brad Smith is Microsoft's vice chair and president and a Wisconsin native. We talked with him one-on-one.
This has been months, years in the making to get to this point.
It has taken the entire community and even the entire state to come together and help us at Microsoft make this possible. And so we're really excited. What we've said is we're going to be spending $3.3 billion between now and the end of 2026 on the first phase of this project. It's a massive construction project, but more than that, we really see this as something that will create the technological foundation for the next generation of manufacturing companies and jobs and skills and careers for people here in Wisconsin. And it's this opportunity and connection with the community that, for somebody like me who grew up here, actually means even more.
Put into layman's terms for me, what does a data AI center mean? What is this going to be?
Well, if people drive by here, they're first seeing what's already here, a massive number of cranes, steel, buildings going up. There will be lots and lots of computers inside. But fundamentally, this is about building what we call the cloud and AI infrastructure that anybody can use. So you'll be using your phone already. You can use a Copilot application from Microsoft or some other company, and it will help you answer questions faster. It'll help you do your work faster. But it's also something that is really starting to transform manufacturing. If you think about quality control or preventative maintenance, this is a new tool for manufacturers, and it is a new skill that people who do manufacturing jobs will need to learn, and that's where we're investing with the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, with folks across the state to make that possible.
You mentioned the first phase. What would prompt Microsoft to expand even more beyond the $3.3 billion?
Well, I think our philosophy, in part sort of reflecting some of the recent history here, is under-promise, over-deliver, work with the community. But I think we're going to go fast. That's why we're just talking about the next 2.5 years. I feel confident, given everything I see today, that before these 2.5 years end, we'll be talking about the next phase. And what we are getting is such wonderful support from the village of Mount Pleasant, Racine County, the state of Wisconsin, for permitting, zoning, We Energy, all of these things, all of these people need to come together, and the way they are, this is a place where we fully expect and want to grow more.
If Foxconn wouldn't have happened, in terms of the infrastructure that's in place at the local level, would you have considered this site?
It's entirely possible that we would have considered southeastern Wisconsin, but no doubt we are the beneficiaries of that earlier effort. The land that was initially acquired that we're now able to buy, even the electrical infrastructure, more will need to be built. We're proposing to the Utility Commission a price that we'll pay so that we, in effect, pay for an expansion of the electrical grid, but we are building on what was started before, and no one should lose sight of that either.
What do you make of Foxconn and the failed promises? You mentioned under-promising.
Foxconn's a great company, and we see them, we work with them around the world. Not everything that everyone hopes to do becomes a reality. That's the world. And so I'll never discourage or criticize anybody for having a dream that they weren't able to fulfill.
How special is it to have this project here in your home state?
Well, it's pretty amazing. From the age of 9 to 14, I lived 3 miles from here. Our family dog literally came from a farm that is right where this data center is being built. Never in a million years did I dream that I would come back to the place where I grew up for something like this.
Quickly, while I have you, is Microsoft going to buy TikTok? Is that still in the cards at all?
Not today.
All right, perhaps more on that later. As for this project here in Wisconsin, the first phase is expected to be complete by the end of 2026.
Microsoft is also launching new partnerships, including with UW-Milwaukee and Titletown Tech in Green Bay. Up next, in the running, inside the 128th bid for a new aircraft, what's at stake? We're one-on-one with the Wing's new commander. Up next.